Wasn't planning on doing a video tonight, however, I'm going to do a bonus video tonight. So, episode 12 of Coffee with Contin. To start off, all of you that have been coming back to these videos each and every time, I want to thank you for your loyalty. And for those of you that are new here, definitely feel free to check out some of the other things that I've posted. This is primarily the kind of content that I do. For the time being, these are all just audio. Once I hit 100 subscribers, that might be changing. I might start doing face video. I might be doing full video. That, however, is still up in the air. I don't know if I'll go to full video or just a mixture. However, I did promise once I have hit 100 subscribers, I will be doing a face reveal video on there. So, not too much to really go over. However, a couple of things I did want to touch on real quick. First and foremost, for anybody that I interact with on a regular basis, I do finally have my vacation time for next month approved. I'm going to be off of work starting on the, let me see here, on Saturday the 11th, with my final day off being Friday the 17th, which coincidentally, for anybody that knows anything about me personally, knows that that is my wedding anniversary on St. Patrick's Day. 5 years. It does not seem like it's been that long, and other times it seems like it's been longer because of how well I know my wife, who coincidentally pointed out recently that just from paying attention, I picked up on things from her without her ever even realizing it to begin with, like how she likes her coffee, and when chocolate would be a beneficial thing to have in front of you. For the women listening right now, I am fairly positive you know exactly what I am referring to. At that time when sweets and sugar in general are going to be a very welcome thing to have when it comes to mindset and emotional balance. If you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, then sorry for you. I'm not going to be going over that any further. But just a fun little side fact about me here. So, as of right now, in terms of the 100 subscribers, we are sitting at 19, need another 81 to go. And let's see. I know people always like to post these statistics about things, and where are we? You'll have to bear with me, I'm still new to the whole thing. I'm trying to figure out exactly where. Oh, here we go. I think this might be it. There we go. So, ironically, it looks like watch time is coming from 69% of the people who watch and listen to these videos are actually subscribed to me. So effectively 2 out of 3 people, a little over that, 2 out of 3 people that listen to these are currently subscribed. I don't know who you are that is not subscribed, but I do thank you, because obviously it is the support, whether you're subscribed to me or not, that is making me want to continue doing these videos. Initially, this had all started, I had only really been intending as a kind of a short-term thing. However, However, looking back over the very first episode that started with this was on Christmas Day. Technically speaking, Christmas Eve. Since it was after I got off of work that night. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.5 weeks ago. Almost 9. So 2 months now. Tomorrow will be 9 weeks. 9 weeks officially. So more or less, take her minus a couple of days. So, as I said, initially, I was only intending to do this for a short time. However, the more support that I get from you guys, the more I actually want to continue doing this. This all started as an experiment in terms of social growth, dealing with anxiety and stress levels, that kind of thing. And the mere fact that you guys are willing to sit here and listen to me ramble on about crap makes it that much more enjoyable for me to want to continue. So there's that. And part of me technically does not want to see that watch time statistic change, because it is a meme at this point. I am currently sitting at 69.6% of my watch time coming from subscribers. Can't complain about that. However, if we're going to hit that 100, obviously that does need to change. Now, bear in mind, there are some of you listening to this right now who have no history with me prior to the last couple of months. There are certain people listening to this, Slayer CC, for example, being one of them, who have known me for close to 15, 16 years and have no idea what I look like. So, CC, I am sure, would be quite happy if you could change that for her. She has known me and looked up to me as a father figure for a very long time, but has no face to put to this voice. I don't know whether or not you've heard my voice prior to this, Cece. I think you actually did call me at one point late at night because you were kind of stressed out and knew that I would actually pick up. This was, 7 years ago? I think. I don't remember exactly. But there's that. The first episode of History of Draco, I believe I'm going to be releasing probably Tuesday night. No promises on that yet, though it is going to be this coming week that I release the first episode of that as the side series. Because Jen from the Poke Couple, and I'm sure there are some of you listening who have been part of the Draco family who are interested in learning more as well. That's going to be coming next week. Then there is... I was reminded recently of a series that I had wanted to do, though I'm going to need to find a good software editing program, video editing program. I'm going to have to take that suggestion you made on a previous video, Jen, and look up some editing software that I can get. I might talk to Blue, see what recommendation he might have, because he's very tech savvy. He's the type that can effectively make anything electronic work or pretty much do whatever he needs it to, and then teaches his mother and I about anything we need to know. I'm definitely more of the type of how do I make it do what I need it to kind of person where technology is concerned. I'm not some kind of techie or anything like that. I just need to know what I need to do to make something work. With me, I am a definite nerd when it comes to anything mechanical. I'm not proficient with cars. I know how to do a couple of things, but that's basic knowledge. But I can fix complex mechanical shit. For example, we have a cigarette roller. The wife and I both smoke. You can say what you want. You can leave any kind of comment you want regarding that. That's not going to be changing anytime soon. This is my own personal choice. I do not condone or condemn anyone else for the choice they make regarding it. That is my choice. That being said, I have fixed ones that we've had in the past with absolutely zero knowledge of how they were built, and have actually done so for ones that friends have owned. Ow. Another little random tidbit about Contin. Kind of a, I don't want to say genius or savant or anything like that, but I'm definitely adept at figuring out and fixing mechanical things. So that's kind of where, for anybody that knows about the whole forge thing for me, that's kind of partly where that comes from. I used to build a lot of papercraft, or I can't remember the name that's used for it, but there is not origami. There is another Japanese papercraft. I think it's like peppercora or something like that. I know it's something Cora. I just can't remember the name off the top of my head. I used to do a lot with that while in between calls at work. I have pretty consistently over the past 10 years, I have been working out of call centers. So I've had plenty of time to work on that. And I believe I showed in one of the videos I did recently the the Etsy.com version of Thor's hammer that I built. And I'm surprised that thing is still in one piece. How long I built that thing like 7 years ago, and I'm surprised it's still held up. I mean, granted, its outermost layer is complete duct tape, so I'm not really surprised by that all that much. But that is another thing I'm probably going to be doing in a video here at some point. I'll be working on something. If you guys have any suggestions for what you want to see me make while I'm talking, to kind of give you some sort of a visual, let me know. And if it's nothing like overly complex, I will happily look up what it looks like. If I don't already know, some things I've actually built from memory, like the Thor's hammer, which explains why it looks as off as it does, but at the same time kind of similar. And I will do that. Now, the series that I had mentioned was something that a friend of mine and I will refer to her as Dahlia, as she is another one, just like Slayer CC, who looks up to me as a father figure and has for a very long time. She and I had been playing an online game together at one point, and a special event triggered where one of us was effectively hurtled back in time to prehistoric era in the game and stepped on a bug. Anybody who's familiar with the Ashton Kutcher movie Butterfly Effect, or the Butterfly Effect concept, knows that it effectively states if you change one thing in history, it has ripples that reach out across time itself. Or I believe the thing is, if a butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the world, it can cause a tornado on the other side, or something, some cracked out hippie thing like that. Either way, I'm kind of rambling. That led to our character names that we were using being changed to Jeff and Boxy. Make your jokes all you want, Scott. I'm used to them by now. My name's Jeff and Hefe and all that crap, whatever that GIF is that you constantly post. And yes, I said GIF. I don't care who you are or what you think you know. GIF is the proper pronunciation for that acronym because it is a graphical and something. Hang on a second, because now I don't even remember what the hell the damn thing stands for. Let's see. I lost this one. Come on. There we go. A GIF, and it is a hard G. It is a graphics interface format, interchange format, file type. So because the G in GIF stands for graphics, which is a hard G, it is GIF, not GIF. I don't care who you are. Like my sister Christy is fond of saying about the lightning item power-up in Mario Kart, but that's a hill she'll die on that it has no honor. This is a hill I'm gonna die on. It is GIF, not GIF. End of story for me. Moving on. The whole thing, and that kind of shows you where my head just went to because I don't remember why I brought that up, was Jeff and Boxy. Effectively speaking, oh, that's right, it was Scott. Your ass is the reason why I just went on that little mini tangent there. Your little freaking GIF that you post of the white dude with the Mexicans and getting himself introduced as Jeff and all that crap. Yeah. Either way. So, effectively, the story of Jeff and Boxy is the story of a mutant Mewtwo who effectively, because of the crap that he went through with Team Rocket, has taken to being a hermit of sorts. Doesn't want anything to do with anybody. So, not too terribly different from the Mewtwo portrayed in the movies. However, Jeff has no desire to raise any kind of an army or eradicate humans or anything like that. He just wants to be left alone. Gets hit in the head one day while just taking a nap by a Phoebus egg. Now, the funny part here, anybody that knows about Phoebus knows that it is pretty much considered to be one of the ugliest Pokemon in the game, which I find ironic since it is in effect the female variant of Magikarp, and by extension Milotic being a female Gyarados. What you need to know if you don't already about Phoebus is that it can only evolve into a Milotic once its beauty stat is maxed out. The humorous part here is that the misadventures of Jeff and Boxy is about Jeff learning compassion and love for somebody. And the funniest part about it is that this is in effect the same Mewtwo that was treated as nothing more than a science experiment, whose existence only proved that the scientists for Team Rocket, which funnily enough did include Kanto Fire Gym leader Blaine and Mr. Fuji. A little bit of a lore drop for you guys there. That And this is that same Mewtwo who, instead of raising an army and trying to take over the world, he just wanted to be left alone, who has never really been treated with any care or compassion. Although, if I do recall correctly, either Blaine or Mr. Fuji, one of the two of them, Mewtwo did actually see as a father figure. And depending on the lore you believe, is the reason why the old mansion on Cinnabar Island was destroyed. Is the story is that that's where Team Rocket's science base was, or whatever you want to call it, their lab, where Mewtwo was born. Although that's another thing entirely. That's where he was born. And it was Mr. Fuji / Blaine, whichever one it was, I don't remember, asked him to destroy the lab. Now, there is another lore story regarding Mewtwo's origin, and that is that I believe it was Pokemon Journeys, where humorously he wields a giant spoon as a weapon, where he was actually born from a pregnant Mew on February 6th. And as of this year, that would make Mewtwo 23 years old, I believe it is. Since it was... No, 26. Because it was 97. Either way. Which raises a humorous point in the fact that it proves that Mew is technically a female legendary and can in fact become pregnant because it gave birth to Mewtwo. So that being said, there's that information there. I'm going to be talking with Dahlia once I'm able to get into contact with her again, and see about possibly starting that story up. Obviously, it's going to be a sitcom of sorts, so I do have to write up a script for that. I can't just wing that one like I do with these videos. It's not going to work. I'm not any kind of an improv genius or anything like that, so a script would definitely be necessary there. But that's about all I've got for you guys right now. I'm not sure what I'll be going over in tomorrow's episode for episode 13, but definitely stay tuned for that. Current expectation for the Pokécouple Trivia Challenge that we're planning is estimated for either Saturday the 11th or Sunday the 12th. Realistically, Saturday the 11th would probably be the better day. The wife is going out of town on the 14th, and that Sunday the 13th I do definitely want to try and spend as much time with her as I can after she gets off of work, since she will be leaving early the next morning. And she's going to be going to bed shortly, almost immediately after getting off of work that night. But that's kind of where we're at. You're pretty much all caught up to date. If I think of anything else that I didn't cover tonight, I will be covering that tomorrow. So, you know the drill, people. Keep your coffee hot. Keep it sweet. Keep it strong. And I will see you lovely creatures of the night tomorrow for episode 13. Once again, this is your boy Contin. Wishing you a wonderful night.